Hey guys, in this video I'm going to be trying to complete normal day-to-day tasks using Windows XP in 2020. Let's check it out. Okay, so this version of Windows XP is actually running in a virtual machine, and I gave this virtual machine 2 gigs of RAM and 2 cores of the processor in my laptop. This is Windows XP Service Pack 3, version 2002. So, I've made a list of simple day-to-day computing tasks. And the first task is writing documents with Microsoft Word. Now, of course, you can't get the most up-to-date version of Microsoft Office or Microsoft Word running on Windows XP, but I have Microsoft Word 2003. It works, but it's definitely not up-to-date. Anyway, obviously, this word processor still works. I'll just type hello, and you can do all the normal size changes and different fonts and stuff like that you normally would. And one feature from Microsoft Word that will probably never be missed is Clippy. Clippy was just here to help people with any questions. You just type in what your question was and they would do a search. So if I wanted to ask how to change font, it would show up right here, and you could click on what you were looking for. But we know that Microsoft Word 2003 still works, even though to open it using a new version of Microsoft Word, you would need to convert it. Next on the list is typing with Google Docs. So this is not an up-to-date version of Google Chrome, but it still sort of works. So that's what I'm going to be using for this. I'm just going to go here. Blank document. And even though this web browser is considerably out of date, everything still seems to be working using Google Docs in Windows XP. So, hello, people. And obviously you can still do the same things and change fonts and all that jazz. And the advantage of Google Docs is all your documents are saved online and it still works in Windows XP. And the last thing for document writing is Libery Office, the free version basically of Microsoft Office. So I'm going to see if I can get the up-to-date version working on Windows XP. And you can donate if you want to. Surprisingly enough, I think this might actually work in Windows XP. We're just preparing to install Libery Office, which seems to be working surprisingly. This is the up-to-date version. Never mind. So I guess we're going to have to go snooping around the internet for a version of Libery Office that'll work for Windows XP. I was really hoping that up-to-date version would have worked. I'm just going to go back a few versions. So we're going to go and download a version, the last version they had in 2014. LibreOffice version 4.3.5.2. That'll take a little while to download, and I'll be back to you. Okay, so while I was gone, I was installing LibreOffice 4.3, the last version that was released in 2014, same year that Windows XP lost support. So that's why I chose it. Same here. It's not going to be up to date, but you can still do simple word editing and font changing and all the stuff you would do today. Probably other than spell check and stuff like that. Same with the word processing. You can also use the spreadsheet and the PowerPoint option and everything like that using Libery Office. So far as writing documents and word processing stuff goes, I'd say through all three of those options, it gets a solid pass. If you don't mind using things that are out of date other than Google Docs, which might become out of date soon as the web browser used is already out of date. Next thing is web browsing using Google Chrome. And I'm saying Google Chrome because using Internet Explorer 8 in 2020 is basically impossible. So yeah, we're going to be using Google Chrome. Now this is a version of Google Chrome that is out of date. It is version 49.0.2623.112. This hasn't received updates because it is Windows XP. But web browsing using this old version of Chrome still is very doable. Of course, the normal Google search engine works perfectly. Boat. You know, everything loads up fine, shows up okay. Loading things like Gmail is also perfectly doable using this out-of-date Chrome browser. Which you can see here. Using Twitter is again very doable. Everything is loading up a bit slower here because of the fact that it's running off a virtual machine. But everything runs smoothly, loads smoothly. Bunch of stuff about coronavirus and that fun stuff. Now running YouTube videos, as far as I know, is also doable, but obviously not for very long. We're just gonna try it with Stampy Cat.
Hello, this is Stampy, and welcome to Stampy's lovely world. Enormous.
Perfectly using this browser. And of course, again, it would run better if it wasn't running off a virtual machine. So using the out-of-date Google Chrome web browser is still doable as long as you aren't too heavy on it in 2020. But now we're going to look for a browser that is a bit more up-to-date for 2020. So for the more up-to-date browser, I chose Opera because they have an option for Windows XP and Vista. We're going to install. Now, using this version of Opera should be a little more up-to-date. So we're just going to try YouTube again. But there is no warning about your web browser being out of date. Of course, more stuff about COVID-19. Looks like it loaded the website great. I'm just going to click on a video. Other than the fact that this video is running in a virtual machine, it seems to be working great using this version of Chrome. So now we're going to try just ordinary Gmail. And again, this seems to be working great with this version of Opera. Twitter. And again, Twitter seems to be running flawlessly in Windows XP. Not a complaint. So I think web browsing and in Windows XP in 2020 is getting a solid pass. So, the last thing is entertainment, and as you already seen, YouTube runs fine in Windows XP. So now we're going to try Netflix. The Netflix website seems to be running perfectly. Now, I've seen this before, and the Widevine thing does not work in Windows XP. So now we're going to try to run Netflix using Opera. Never mind. So again, it seems to be running the web page perfectly fine, but I have a feeling it's gonna fail loading the video again. Yep, and trying to install that Silverlight plugin does not work because Silverlight for Windows XP is out of date. So Netflix gets a fail. Now we're going to try games. So I have a feeling Steam is completely out of the question, but one game everyone loves, and I know it does run fine in Windows XP, is Minecraft. So that's exactly what we're going to be trying. Now, of course, Minecraft is going to use the outdated launcher, and running Minecraft in a virtual machine might have something to do with the fact that it might not work, but I'm pretty sure it will. So, Minecraft, the newest version of Minecraft would not open using Windows XP, so what I'm going to do is just load up an older version that I think will work. We're just going to load version 1.8. So, if you don't mind playing a outdated version of Minecraft using Windows XP, it will run perfectly fine. And I want to remind you guys that this is running in a virtual machine, so it is not going to run smoothly. Oh, at all. There's like something going on where it's running in a virtual machine. But as you can see, the game did open, but not working well, again because it's in a virtual machine. But it is very playable, other than this, in Windows XP. So, I feel like gaming gets half a pass if the only game you want to play is old versions of Minecraft. And hey, I know using Windows XP in 2020 is pretty unpractical, and this video basically had no reasoning at all. Thanks for watching anyway. And if you like this kind of content, please consider liking and subscribe, and comment if you have any questions. And go follow my Twitter, the link is in the description.